Hello and welcome to another episode of
Ranting with Wolverine.
And on today's episode of Ranting with Wolverine, if you don't know, you can tag as Dark Wolverine 1 on most of my gaming aspects, be it my Xbox, PlayStation, or computer. Most people just call me Wolverine, so. There's like 3 main topics I want to talk about right now. I can't think of much, but 2 involve death in games, one being dying in GTA 5. Now in GTA 4, it seemed you lasted a little longer on the view screen of your character dying and what they were doing. I wish there was an option where in like at least the multiplayer aspect, if you die, you can see like a bit more of an extended time of what would happen to your character. Because some of the like physics of what your character's doing and what's going around your characters, just that ragdoll effect mostly is what people like of the character, what's happening after they're dead. People want to see that. People want to quote that. Add some comedy, It'd be cool of an option to see. They're coming up with a new update here, which I'll talk about at the end of this episode. But it'd be cool to extend the time frame from when you die before you can spawn back in, because it's kind of hysterical what happens after you die. But I think, I don't know, even still, I'll talk about this feature, but they're adding like the whole kind of like theater mode almost, as if you know from Halo theater mode. Black Ops 1, I think, had it. I'm not sure it was 1 or 2. I think there was 1 and it was gone, or maybe it had been 2. I can't remember which Black Ops. There was either 1 or 2. But after that one, it just stopped using, which was like, why? You could have improved it and made it better in the other Call of Duty games, and that would have been cool, but they just did away with it for some reason. It'd be cool to see if they come back with it in Black Ops 3 as a surprise, but yeah, their kind of theater cam was pretty okay. It wasn't too bad. It would have been awesome to have back, because you can get different camera angles and everything, and it's a good thing that most shooters should have. Most shooters should have a, even now, CSGO kind of has that. Come on, Activision. Get that shit back. They could have put, hell, Destiny, the people who originally made Halo, who invented theater mode pretty much for console gaming. They didn't even have it in Destiny. They don't have it in Destiny, and you think they would put it, in Destiny. But I think it's the whole Activision thing, because Activision are, say the least, fucking retarded idiots. You'd think they would say, you know what, we have all these shooters, and Halo's cool, and people are like, messing around with the cameras, and seeing different angles of what happens. Implicate that shit in there. It'll help. Seriously, especially... as rare as they are, I think with cheaters, camera thing like that, you could easily spot it and also deter people from cheating. I think it could just be a helpful implication in many things, bring back theater mode for other shooters, like Call of Duty, like how it happened. I think even Halo 4 is gonna, not Halo 4, I think Halo 5 is gonna have it. Halo 4 probably had it, I don't know. I don't play that much Halo, I just kind of got back into it just to have fun and see what happens, but that's neither here nor there. That's another topic we're going to have about Halo. The next topic is death cam in Battlefield. Now, I think I might have kind of touched on this before with the whole how it revives you, but this is more the, if you die, you see the angle of your enemy, and you can kind of relay information at that time. Also, your teammates can revive you. That, I believe, is on another video. If I did put another video, I'll put a link in the description. We'll figure that out later. But as for now, it's not to deal with what's happening in that situation. It's more of the camera view. Now, I think they need to work on that, because Battlefield 4 might have been okay. Because for one, sorry, you're hurting. Most of your area is an open area, so most times, excuse me. Sorry, this is actually sitting on my tissue box. Sorry. It's It's a camcorder, that's why it kind of looks different than most of my other viewing videos, because I have like this kind of shitty camera, but we have this camcorder that I use for when I was moving from Indiana to Washington, where I am now. Okay, but that's another story again. In like at least with Hardline and Battlefield Hardline, where the camera angle sometimes it's kind of screwy because you're dealing with a lot more interior areas, a lot more structures in Hardline, I believe, than you would in Battlefield. Because again, Battlefield had more huger open areas with less structures in some of the areas. Whereas there was a lot of places where there was main structures. But with the camera angle, sometimes you're not actually seeing where your enemy is, or at the moment, or whatever. You're just looking at a wall for some reason. It's just yours looking at a wall, and like you can't relay information, you can't do anything, you can't understand what the hell happened. It's a issue I think they need to fix in Battlefield, especially with the next game. And supposedly, they're going to be coming out with another DLC for Battlefield Hardline within the next month. Don't quote me on that, but they should be. It's been from when the game dropped to the first expansion or whatever, the first DLC of Battlefield Hardline was about 4 months. Now, it's almost been about 4 months since that DLC dropped, so you would assume that the next DLC is going to drop soon. There's talk about it on the game, like when you load the game, you have that like little menu off the side about some stuff. It says their DLC should be coming soon, and it's gonna have their first like snowy map for at least the Hardline, whatever. But I think in the end, what I'm trying to say with the whole death cam thing, I think they need to redo the whole camera, because sometimes the angle is just so screwed up. You almost, it would be awesome if you could actually control the camera, not just have it sit in one plane of view and it's just you see the movement of the characters. Like say I'm having this camcorder right here, I'm just looking this way or this way. It's still sitting still, it's moving at its view of where your enemy's moving or whatnot. It'd be awesome to not just have it where it's like that camera aspect moves, but you can like move it around wherever you like, just a circle at least aspects of where the enemy is. That way you can move it to get a better view on stuff. Having it just stuck into one point of position is annoying and retarded. Because like I said, there's been a lot of points and times where I don't know where the enemy is, what's going on, because I'm just looking at a fucking wall or something, looking at the ground. It's fucked up. That's me. I think but that's still something kind of you think should be fixed, because you shouldn't just be looking at the wall. You should be seeing exactly where your enemy is. Because unless you're playing hardcore, but that's again something else. So, last point of topic is something that dealing with Halo, which I find weird, and hopefully they can do kind of different with Halo 5 possibly. Granted, I'm on with like some people saying they still need to fix Halo Master Chief Collector's Edition, because it came broken out the gate and it's still kind of broken. But that's neither here nor there. That's something else to talk about. But the thing I have found weird with the way Halo's been, and hope how it changes, is how you search for games in Halo. Not the aspects that you're searching for a game, but that you don't stay in like a lobby or something. How it's like, you search for a game, you play the game, then it ends, and then you go back to the menu, then you search for another game. That sounds counterintuitive or counterproductive to me. Why can't they have it like where it's like most shooters, like Battlefield, Call of Duty, even there's like ranked for like CSGO, where it's like that, you search for a game, you play the game, then you go back to the menu. But even there in their casual aspects, which would be what most games are in shooters on console, is you look for a game, you search, you play the game, you go to like a lobby area. You like load up into a lobby area, essentially. I don't understand it. I'm confused. Maybe if you're watching this and you can comment about it, because again, I'm not trying to say this is like a stupid. Maybe there's like a point to it. I don't know what it is, but just to my opinion aspects, I think it is, just for me, stupid. I find it to be counterproductive, counterintuitive, that you search for a game, you play the game, then you go back to the menu? Why isn't there like an option where it's like, you search for a game, you play a game, then when the game's over, it starts automatically searching for another game, or it gives you the option: do you want to search for another game, or do you want to go back to the menu? Or just have that aspects where like most shooters are. Like in Call of Duty, you search for a game, you get thrown into a lobby or into a current already happening game, which is shitty sometimes. But then you play that game, it's over, and you go to the lobby and you vote for a map, and you go into the next game in that lobby. The only thing I can think of aspects wise is of being like intuitive or productive about this system is like you're never thrown into it in current game. That's the only thing I can actually truly think of the positive. Not being thrown into an already losing game. Which isn't too bad. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a productive or intuitive. I find it personally counterproductive, counterintuitive of a system the way it works. Because you want to get into games as soon as possible, and the unfortunate truth with what made the whole Master Chief Collective, the Master Chief Collective Edition game, which is pretty much Halo was Halo 1 what is it called again? Like, it's pretty much the updated version of Halo 1 and Halo 2, plus Halo 3, 4. But, I don't know, it just seems so backwards to me, that system. And what I was about to say, I just kind of got off topic there for a quick second, is that the reason originally this whole thing was broken was because the multiplayer just didn't work. It took so long to get into a game, and then when you got done with the game, it took a while to get back to the menu. And issues like that is kind of the reason why, games like Call of Duty and Battlefield have lobbies, and not just you look for a game, play it over, look for another game, play it over. There's internet issues. Once you actually get into the game, you're in that game for the most part, You play it, boom, you're back in the lobby. You look for the next map, boom, you're in that game. But in the end, all I say is that's my opinion. That's my opinion on everything I've said here. I hope you, enjoyed watching this, and if you have any opinions or ideas about what I've said, please, put them in the comments. If you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, I think I have some entertaining stuff here to say and what I do, people I think like this stuff, so if you do, please subscribe, if you don't and you know somebody that does, please tell them, show them the videos or whatever, you like this kind of stuff, go here and watch this stuff. But, in the end, I just hope you enjoyed what you saw and that you have a day as awesome as you. Peace.